3, 2, 1, go!
Woo. Hey!
Woo! Alright, welcome to... I don't know. I never know what fucking episode we're on. This is episode 23, probably.
This is session 25.
25.
The episodes have been disjointed from the sessions now.
They have. Well, yeah, they have. I skipped them in YouTube, so whatever.
Nothing makes sense anymore.
So episode 20, session 25. Let's go around the table real quick, and then we'll do a little recap of where we are. Riho.
Fuck!
Why would you do that?
Because he's an evil GM. Alright, well, I'm Clara, Bubblegum Titan on the interwebs. I host a couple of podcasts. I play Riho. Tonight's question is, how did your character learn to pilot a mech? And the truth is, fuck, I don't know. Riho's been a wrestler longer than she's been a mech pilot. Like, that's 100% true. And so, like, what I imagine is that back in the day when she was wrestling, like, in an actual dojo or, like, from a promotion, she had an opportunity to compete in, like, a mech battle. Like, they started introducing, like, robot-on-robot fights to be sort of, like, the capstone of, like, some of the shows and stuff like that. Or they would do it as, like, pay-per-views, essentially, I think is kind of the way it would play out today. Yeah, she really, like, she has to be the best. She needed to be the best at that too, and she immediately, like, as soon as she saw her first match, had a vision of, like, the fucking confetti that would shower down on her opponents whenever she finally pinned them and, like, whatever, and then she had to do it. And so she worked with her dojo master to get her license and start piloting her first mech, and then it was all for the show.
Bravo! So I imagine there's a long line of quotes from when you've taken out enemy pilots. Like, you've at least done like 100 since we started playing. So
Oh
maybe
my
there's
god,
like
yeah.
1,000 more out there.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 3-hour Rio compilation takedown video.
That shit.
I mean, that would be
someone did, like, a
hilarious,
supercut.
actually.
Oh my god.
Yep.
If someone did a supercut, that'd be the best. Cool. Rico.
Hello, my name's Ryan. I play Federico Zeledon. Volare, yes, he sometimes is called. And how he learned to pilot a mech is, I think, part of the research and development portion of Harrison Armory that he worked in. There's a portion of it where you are expected to test your own shit that you design. So they give you some, like, basic licenses so that you can test out your own stuff. And that is where he was given his first licenses, and he found out he liked doing it and just continued to get better at it until he finally fled Harrison Armory to pursue his own goals.
Did you flee?
Oh, yeah, it's
flee in your test vehicle? In your test mech?
Probably.
It's like a crash test.
I don't think his current mech is that test
that?
vehicle, but it has a lot of the same parts.
Interesting.
Also,
That's
his
fun.
mech has blown up at least once, so it could possibly be the same vehicle. But
Oh yeah, that's true.
Theseus.
Yeah. Nice. Sidroni.
It's me, your boy Siege, and I'm a recovering BG3 addict. I am on the internet as Siege on both Twitter and Blue Sky. I have escaped the sinking ship.
Hey.
And
Send that invite.
Buso-
Send that invite.
I'm working on it. I have to wait another couple of weeks.
Fuck.
But yeah, Buso probably was serving as, like, an Unokenki paramedic for a while, and when the opportunity came for, like, mixed tactics with mechs, he probably jumped at the chance to, like, get behind the joysticks of one, and he was probably really happy about his Sagarmatha, but it all was probably just a very linear path of, like, Oh, I'm serving. Oh, there's mechs. Oh, I could serve in a mech. I should get in a mech. But definitely the hard work route of just cool. I'm here. I have this robot now.
Do you think Buzo actually likes pedaling a mech? So I feel like Riho and Rico do enjoy it. I don't know if Buzo actually enjoys it.
It is probably a means to an end, and he does enjoy face tanking.
Oh, okay.
There's something very punk in, oh, that's adorable that you just hit me in the face with a fucking missile. Anyways, like, yeah, I would say that he probably gets the same vibes as like being in the pit of just, oh, I'm being jostled around, but like
Oh, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
in control because I have 3 armor and am fucking huge.
Okay.
So
That makes sense.
there's probably familiarity, but it's definitely a means to an end.
Just get like an
And that's
image
me.
of the Groot song in that Slipknot concert. I don't know why.
Yep.
All right, Big Akiza.
Carried the whole band on my back.
Whole band.
All right, Kisva here on campaign on Twitter and Instagram and forever and ever. NHP Heartbreak _Heartbreak on other things.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Yeah, I think Akizva definitely learned how to pilot in a simulator. Has never piloted a mech before.
That tracks.
Before going
Amazing.
to the planet
That-
Tiana. 100% is just a in the chair kind of person. These are very detailed simulations. These are the kind of people who have like a big rig in their house or like a Formula One car simulator in their house. It's definitely that. He's definitely like a simulator bro, flight simulator bro. Even like that. So he's
Interesting.
piloted lots of different mechs, has lots of things, has like a GMS1 license. He's one of those people who's like, yeah, I'm in flight simulator because I'm actually a licensed
Fuck.
pilot. Like, yeah.
He's
But
a-
nothing like this, and has parlayed his position in this distant part of far away from Union's territory to kind of take
Yeah.
advantage of that. And he has an NHP to help him. And now that he does not have an NHP to help him, he's not as good of a pilot and is making not great decisions like last time.
I think that was the first time your mech ever got blew up, though. So it took
Yeah.
several combats before that actually happened.
Yeah,
Can't relate.
it definitely did, but I think it's all downhill from here.
Damn. Yeah. They're definitely.
Riho always be
Right.
blowing up.
Did your mech blow up? No, it didn't blow up. It came close, though. I think
It came
close to
very
blowing up.
close.
Very close. All right.
That would have been what, the third time?
Yeah, third. It's literally happened every mission. So I think
I'm
you
really
might
good at
get
this
away.
game.
I think you might get away
Every
this time.
mission.
Yeah, every mission. Cool. And then GM Shaka, Ukuwa Station on the Twitters until Siege sends the Blue Sky invite, or Akiza, because Akiza, I know you're on it, you bastard.
I know, I
You know?
gotta get on it, I'm sorry.
Also, I am a recovering Baldur's Gate addict. Actually,
Hi,
Yeah.
Sharka.
yeah, recovering. I mean, I'm probably gonna play it right after we play this game, so and call off work later, so fuck it. All right. It's a second since we last played. Do you guys want me to do the recap? Or?
Yeah.
Alrighty. What had happened was that you guys were in the Caliphate of Pisha. You were there to rally a bunch of people who were former and current members of Teist to your cause, to bring them, to convince them to join your summit, which is happening at the now 2 islands that compose Yakto's Dagger. As you guys were in Caliphate of Pisha, you did some investigations, you talked to Colonel Greer, you didn't torture him at all, which I'm actually surprised about. I don't believe in torture, but you didn't do that. Great. And then you all actually got harried by some combatants, some mercenaries who attacked the Caliphate, looking to capture Gopal Pisha, which is one of the twins over the Caliphate of Pisha. And then you all marched your happy asses up to the Chamber of Twins to confront an old, not friend, Helena Bria. And you all end up dismantling her and killing her.
Saved her.
And- yes, yeah. I mean, you saved.
Oh wait,
we did
wait, not
yeah,
her.
Katra. You saved Katra.
Yeah.
We did
But
say
you
Katra.
did murderize Helena Bria.
Anyways,
And that is where we're gonna pick up with you guys at the combat that I forgot to tell you was called Behead the Snakes. It's actually the missing parameters of Helena Bria. Even though you guys didn't scan them, I was going to tell you that anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Let me find some music.
Well, they failed to behead the snakes, and
They did fail, unfortunately. I wanted to
For sure.
cause
Are we
turmoil.
called snakes because of Buso?
The snakes?
That's rude and
ooh.
reductive.
I don't know what reductive means. But
Snakes, spiders, pigeons, and a wrestler.
the snakes were the twins, but Buzo also is counted as a snake. I think, can you guys hear that? Yeah, you guys can hear that.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So that is where we will pick up. I instantly lost the fuck through the door. Yeah. So what you guys see around me, around the area here, right before the Chamber of the Twins, are the destroyed mecca of these mercenaries that you encountered. I think no one got away. Actually, there are 2 Buthakas that did get away. But you guys, as you look out and you see kind of the rustling wind and dust and whatnot, and you see destroyed mech of Helena Bria, call sign incantation. You all hear a bunch of commotion towards the top, which is where the actual chamber is. You know, that is where Harash Pisha is at. So is Gopal, presumably, because she went underground over there with Oscar. So what are you guys doing?
Oh,
think-
man.
I don't like that. I don't like that song.
I think we got to go check on Gopal like immediately, or we got to try and help the other civilians that might be here because like they attacked this residential neighborhood. They're probably people that still need help.
Yeah, I would much rather help the
Oh.
civilians rather than yell at the twins again.
Yeah.
Well, you guys,
Because that's
you
all
guys-
I'm going to do.
The only there's a meeting. Let me take you guys back to the main screen. Chamber of the. Oh wait, I need to bring you guys over to that this one. But yeah, so there's a meeting, deliberation that needs to go on, but you guys got attacked before that could go on, which you guys would use to bring the rebels from the trade company of Bria, which is Gian Sola, the interim administrator over the Sea of Tiano, which is Yantho C, and of course the Caliphate of Pisha, to you guys to go to the summit that's being held at Yakto's Dagger that you guys organized.
Makes sense.
Right.
But like, shouldn't we make sure that the civilians are not actively dying?
Oh yeah, you guys you can do what you want. I'll just let you know that is a thing.
I guess I can go with Gopal Pisha and try and get her back to the palace, and while you guys help people / maybe look for clues.
Well, she presumably is at the palace because you remember
Okay, she's back
you
there.
took her Oscar escorted her to the Chamber of the Twins before you guys encountered
Okay,
this
got it.
combat.
Oh,
So she's
yeah,
out
that's
safe.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Good ol' Oscar.
Oh, let's put you guys here.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow,
You do,
we're
as you guys are
glowing.
thinking. Yeah, no. You guys did a lot of cool things.
We were spicy.
Riho, Katra is in your mech's hand, and Katra does have these kind of almost pulsating protrusions that are green purple, kind of like a fungi-ish, kind of riddling up her arm and around her body. When you brought her out of the mech that she was being controlled by some weird reasons or whatever, she was
Yeah,
like
you should handle
unconscious.
that.
Yeah, so she's conscious, but she's like breathing very hard in your mech's hand. She looks not well.
I need a doctor.
You know what's great about me? I am a doctor.
I'm gonna like put Katra very gently down on the ground and then like get out of my mech and I guess, I don't know, motion to Buso to get him to come over.
Where's my sheet?
Right on. Do that thing. Do that thing. Do that thing. Do that thing. Do that thing.
What? am I-
Also, can anybody else not open their character sheet? Is that just me?
It is likely that I did some. Nope, I can't open your character sheet either.
3, 2,
1.
1.
Hey,
There we go.
we're
All right,
back.
now we're back. We figured out everything. Had some monkeys working on the foundry in the background. So yeah, sounds like we got a situation at the top towards the chamber of the twins, up the stairwells, and then here in this area we have Katja Sinclair and the rest of you all, who's quite injured and infected by some weird shit. So what do you guys do?
Immediate issue, Katra. I'm going to use patch to diagnose whatever the fuck is going on.
Go for it. I'm gonna say it's DC because I like doing DCs now because of Baldur's Gate. 15.
Oh my
Oh
fucking
my
god. Oh my god.
Hey,
Oh,
Just
fuck,
out
22?
of spite. Yeah, what the fuck is up with this woman?
Ding! Critical success. All right. Yeah. So what you see is Katra is conscious, but you haven't seen anything like this affliction that she has on her. And the more you kind of study it, the more that these little mounds or like fungi or whatever they are exactly seem to like shift around her body, almost like there's like a illusion that's shifting. Like these things are moving on her body, but you don't see them moving on her skin or whatever. They're just almost like affecting her, your perception of her.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, but she seems to be like very much harried by whatever is happening to her. It's not causing her to, it's zapping all her energy essentially.
All I have is just a single-use patch, which, cool, it's sprayable Medi-gel or whatever. I have no idea if that will help her.
Her heart rate is exceptionally low as well. You could probably give her something to speed up her heart rate.
Do you have stims?
Yes.
You
I have
totally-
stims.
I am not even waiting for Riho to answer. I just reach into her backpack and grab the appropriate stim.
Okay.
We heart rate up.
All right, you stab her, and you see her kind of shock and jolt, and kind of like has a spasm for a little bit, and she opens up her eyes and looks at you, and then mouths something, but no words come out, and she's just awake but not able to talk.
Okay, this is an improvement. Please follow the light. Does her eyes move?
Yeah, her eyes move. Yep.
Okay. Can you nod?
Yeah, she can nod, but barely though. It's like.
Okay. So she can't talk. She is conscious now. This works.
Yeah.
The only thing that I can think of next is like asking very clearly, I am going to point at different parts of your body. Tell me if it is what's causing like pain, discomfort, whatever. If it feels wrong, give me a nod.
She'll nod at everything. You point everything. She'll
This
nod
is
at
very
everything.
helpful.
Yeah, like as soon as you start asking those questions, she starts to kind of break out in a flash sweat. She starts to like start sweating profusely from her face, almost like when you're about to throw up. You start like sweating super hard on your face. That's what it looks like.
I think we should like get her inside, get her to a hospital or something.
Yes, definitely yes. Hopefully a hospital that won't just cut her open to see what the fuck all this stuff is.
Autopsy time.
Yeah, I hope not. Fuck it. I will load her up as gingerly as I can onto the Groot slang, and then ambulance bus her ass to the nearest hospital.
All right. As you do that, you see Oscar and Okuya walk up on her foot because her mech are destroyed. And they both say, like, "Oh, is she okay? We should probably get up to the chamber. They have medical facilities in there, I'm sure."
They probably won't be packed with all of the people that got injured in the city. Okay, to the special triage.
Cool. As you
And
hit
fuck
on that
it,
direct,
I'm dragging their asses up onto the Groot slang too. We're party busing this. If you see anyone on
Oscar,
the road, grab
Oscar
them.
and Okuli.
Yes.
All right, bet. They hop on as well, and they kind of are making sure that Katja's body is pretty stable. As you head in that direction, you see some folks that look like they're from the Caliphate of Peaches, like security and guards and stuff, like 1 or 2 mechs and some like armed troopers, caciques even, kind of come up and start asking the rest of you what happened. Not what happened here, but like, are they all taken out? Where'd they go? Type deal.
Asking.
I think Rico would probably like try to deflect, like move in, like be like, "Hey, I'll talk to you. You let them go," like so that I'll distract the people here to ask questions so that the Groot slang can go where it needs to go.
But they can't stop me.
They can't stop you. Yeah. So yeah, the ones come up to you, Rico, and they say, "You stopped them before they made it to the chamber." Oh,
We did.
are there any hurt among you?
Well, yes. That's why we're trying to get up in there right now. We've sent one of our squad mates ahead to check on Gopal. But right now we're just trying to get one of our allies to a medical facility.
What should we do? We can stabilize this area. The rest of the city seems like whoever is here is gone now.
Yes, the enemy forces have retreated. I just need you to make sure, like, get things under control, put out the fires, make sure that there aren't any little Timmys being crushed underneath fallen buildings. Get things under control. Control the chaos. We're going to make sure that the officials are okay.
I'll go find the Timmys. And they say, head out! And then you see a group of about 20 of them kind of start searching the buildings in the area to escort people out. You see a couple people being escorted out at your direction. It seems like they were hiding in these buildings while a mech battle was going on outside. Cool. So, what are the rest of you guys doing? So, Riho and Akizva.
I think Akizva is going to be looking in the area for clues about what the weapon that Helena Bria was using. She had this weird paracausal kind of weapon, and I want to try to get readings, like try and collect data from that. Like, even if I can't analyze it all here, like Teist will need to know about it. So that's what I'm doing.
Yes.
And I'm on foot.
All right. Yes, you can approach incantations. Helena Bria's destroyed mech. I can't remember how it got destroyed, but I know it did get destroyed.
Yeah.
And as you approach it, the hairs stand up on your forearms, almost like there's a static electricity around it. Nothing too threatening, just kind of like, you get a little physical reaction. What do you want to do with her mech?
I want to remind Akizva that apparently one of my turret drones is still on the map nearby if you need covering fire while investigating.
I'm not gonna do that, but I'm gonna hack the camera on the turret drone to try to like get more of a spectrum analysis.
Why hack it? You can have it.
I think of investigate is what I'm gonna do, because I'm just gonna collect as much data as I can here. There's no way I'm gonna be able to like figure it out on my own, but I want to get everything up.
Shaka, he has my Wi-Fi password. Don't make him need to hack my drone.
Yeah, for sure.
What is your Wi-Fi password?
It's on my wall. If you come over to visit, you'll see it.
Okay.
Got shifted GM, man. Yep.
All right, go ahead. Give me a roll. I'll tell you, it's pretty esoteric what's going on with Helena Bria's mech. The same type of weird splotches are also on this mech, but manifested in a different way, almost as like refined pieces of armor. And so I'll say DC 12.
All right. We'll see what investigate yields here. Hey!
Oh, shit! All right, what do you want to know?
I want to know... I want to know if there's any way to track whatever energy signature this weapon has. That's what I want.
Yes, there is a way to track it. So let's say that you're able to rummage through the viscera on the cockpit and interior on Helabria's mech and extract the data core from this mech. All the while doing this, though, the hairs that are standing on your forearm start to kind of creep across your back, and you almost feel like kind of like a cat who's just got surprised. Yeah, it's a very weird vibe in here. But you get the data core, and it has some non-recognizable Union technology and even Infocani technology, designing it.
Perfect. Well, I've got what I came here for. I'm gonna get the hell away from this thing, and I'm gonna see if I can't get people, whoever's responding to emergency services, to cordon it off as a hazardous material.
Got it. Yeah, as you step away, the mech just bursts into flames.
Oh no!
not like big flames, but just like small flames. And some kind of like leaky wire or something like that was ignited, and yeah, what's inside starts to burn. And some team goes like, "Oh shit, we gotta put that out." All right, and Riho, what are you doing?
Riho's gonna be with Katra.
Okay.
So
Oh yeah.
I guess trying to get her care.
Alrighty. As you folks head up, let me switch you guys over to. Actually, I'm gonna switch you over to California. As you all head up to the Chamber of the Twins, Buzo, you're in your mech, and there's like maybe like 100 or so stairs that lead up to the tippy top of the chamber. I'll bring you over here.
Okay.
As you approach, the doors of the Chamber of the Twins burst open. The weight of a fleeing foe. It goes rushing down the many stairs leading up to the chamber. And then subsequently behind that fleeing foe, you hear 3 shots. They ring out from a smoking gun. The foe falls dead, trailing and falling down the stairs. Harash Picha exclaims and looking at you, walking up in your root saying, "Let's negotiate." And he goes back into the chamber.
Who the fuck did he just shoot?
It was one of the, looks like a mercenary.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am slightly less concerned.
Yeah. It's like a mercenary that was trying to assassinate him, of sorts. I'll bring you guys over here. Can you all see that?
Ooh, I can.
All right.
It's great!
As you all are in the Chamber of the Twins. The chamber is massive. Green effects strewn across the walls, quite extravagant in its design. Looking at the roof, a hole exists where a large portion of the roof should be. The attackers had a plan, obviously an assassination, a failed one. Amidst the center of the chamber, you see Oscar, Gopal, Thygo, and Harash, who ends a conversation with Thygo and walks deeper within the chamber to his actual throne room. As you all walk in, Thygo makes eyes at you all. So does just Thygo actually. Oh, Thygo and Gian and Yantho, which are the two from the other places.
Yeah, well, I'm fucking busy. I'm bringing in Katra to wherever the like triage center is for injured VIPs.
Yeah, they will say it's just like a kitchen that's kind of been repurposed. You can kind of throw it over here.
Well, I guess rich people would keep their kitchen sterile. There would be big stainless steel surfaces.
You can put it on the chopping block.
Yeah, I give them all of the information about it, and I am probably... Riho, are you going to just stay with her and watch over her?
Probably, at least for a bit.
Okay, I'm gonna give you explicit instructions that, like, the big thing right now is that we want to get her stable and able to speak. So don't let any of the doctors here do something screwy like, oh, we need to do like invasive surgery for no fucking reason. Like, if they can't give a good reason why, don't let them do it. Yeah. You can break arms. I can fix it.
You don't see any doctors. You just see some attendants of Harash and Gopal Pisha.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah, but there's probably some supplies around here somewhere.
Okay.
To help
Never mind then. Then I guess I'm running the triage now, and I'm going to start yelling at people to get me supplies, to get me pretty much everything I need to turn this into a medical center. I don't know what the fuck's up with her.
They quickly get you supplies as you place her down on you lug her big body down on an open table and start stabilizing her a little bit more, giving her a little bit more water and such. Yeah, you do that.
Yeah, I have a handheld printer, and
Mhm.
I know that like, what is it? Those various like nodes that you can do to like check EKG stuff or whatever. It's just, I think it's literally just, oh, this is conductive material. So I really want to like set up Katra into like some sort of triage.
Okay.
I don't want
Yeah.
her to die.
Yeah.
Riho will break my arm.
You can do that, and it'll take a minute to like print out the necessary stuff you need, and for everyone else go get stuff that you need. But I'd say with
Good.
time, maybe like 20 or so minutes, 30 or so minutes, you have the bare necessities to stabilize her condition.
Good. Harash can fucking wait. Then that is what I'm doing. I just want to get her stable and breathing and possibly able to talk.
So as you do that, and you're getting all the like the IV and all this stuff kind of ready or whatever, you get a reach out from Katra's hand. She kind of touches you, grabs you by the forearm. She says, "Tell Riho, I'm not done."
I am going to very gently like twist her head to the other side of the room and be like, "Tell her yourself."
Riho's been standing like out of the way, but just like very anxious. Like she always has her cool, but like she is clearly very anxious about like what the fuck is going on right now.
Yeah. She doesn't even notice you there. She just kind of like maybe seizes a little bit, like something's hurting her in her gut or something, and then she kind of relaxes as the meds start to kick in.
This is good. Your heart rate is steady. Please do not fly into a rage at her yet. We got to figure all of this out. And I'm just going to try to baby her into not freaking out on the table, I guess. But hey, she's conscious and speaking. This is something.
Okay. As you guys are doing that, Thygo walks over to you, Akizva, and Rico and says, "You all have made it. Thank you for saving us all. I've tried to stall Harash. He wants to go to war. Do you all have... Do you have a plan? You told me we can convince him to go to the breaking of the houses with Gyan and Yanto. I fear it's time is of the essence here."
We have the beginnings of a plan, but given what we've learned here, I'm not sure that Harash is necessarily wrong.
Well, I'm not sure either.
They employed
to send assassins to kill the leadership of the other nations that were going to meet with them. Like, that is not a group of people that are willing to engage in meaningful negotiations.
Also, they're using paracausal weaponry that I believe that Harash may have something to do with as well.
You think Harash? And as you say that, he's like, kind of looks down on his Omni slate. How much time do you have, Akizva?
I've got a little bit of time before we get this. Before we get to it. Yeah.
Would you mind? I'd like to speak to you in private.
All right, let's hit it.
All right.
And just to recall, Thygo is who we rescued. No, we rescued Gyan Sola during the air mission.
The air mission, yeah. Thygo's a guy that was an asshole with a broken leg in Chibodi City, a member of Helm.
Okay, yes. So
only surviving member of Helm. But then you had a drinking like breakthrough with him.
Yeah, we hung out
like,
in the back of the ice cream truck. Yes,
and ate Choco Tacos. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So yeah, they walk off with you, and before we engage in convo, Rico, what are you doing?
Rico, as is tradition after particularly hard battle, has taken off his helmet to unleash the floof, looking like a huge sweaty mess. And after every really tough battle that they have, he just like kind of sits down looking exhausted, and just has a small freak out for just like a little bit. Just like takes some deep breaths. Just like, okay. And then after he's sort of gathered himself, he's going to try to put on the politician face again that he's reluctantly getting used to wearing, and joining whoever looks like they're waiting for him to join the meeting. I guess it would be Harash, but he probably would try to go that way slowly to because he can see Akizva's doing something else, and he doesn't want to go into that meeting without at least Akizva and preferably the whole gang.
Yeah.
I mean,
sounds.
I could distract you. There is weird science shit happening that is strange and shimmery, and you do work with weird science.
I do enjoy a weird science.
Before you make a decision, you see one thing and hear another. You hear from Oscar and Gopal-Pisha's room. Looks like an argument of sorts. You hear Oscar yelling. You hear Gopal kind of making some regal rebuttals, like "How dare you talk to me that way," type stuff. And then you see Gian and Yantho disappear into a room in the back, and they look at you. They look as everyone entered and Harash left. They look like they surveyed the whole room and made some calculations, and then went into a room together.
All right, Rico, new plan. I no longer need your help. Go bitch slap Oscar before I can get to him, because whatever he's saying is probably stupid.
All right. I guess I would like to go see what Oscar and Gopal-Pisha are arguing about. See if I need to involve myself in that.
Cool.
Thank you.
You mosey on over here, and as you pass by, you see Okuli's kind of chime into her Omnislate or her radio or sorts, monitoring comms and stuff. She just looks at you and just kind of keeps on doing what she's doing. But yeah, as you enter this room, you see Oscar kind of pacing back and forth, and he's like, "What do you mean? Submission to the GDK? You're unfit for duty." And Gopal-Pisha says, who are you to question me like that? You see everyone suffering. And then you enter.
No, not this again. Oscar, trust me, she was like this earlier today, and if the almost being murdered wasn't enough to do it, I don't think anything you say is going to convince her. I think it's best that it might be time to go talk to Harash.
The Caliphate doesn't need.
He's just gonna he's looking at after he says that he's been looking at Oscar the whole time, but after he says that he looks at Gopal and starts to just straight up just leave, just you're no longer worth my time.
All right, Oscar agrees. He's like, "This is worthless. Should have died," and he walks away to go talk to Okuli. Gopal, before you leave, says, "Oh, well, she'll try and say something, but if you walk away, you walk away."
No. I'll stop and listen to what she has to say for a second, but I look impatient.
Rico, please, you must hear me out. My brother is irrational.
This morning, I agreed with you. Your brother was acting irrationally, but we have just been attacked. Right? These people have shown themselves to be unwilling to negotiate in any meaningful way. What they want is to kill you. Do you understand? You are not going to be able to peacefully come to a compromise with them if what they want is your death.
There must be someone in the GDK that should listen. We shouldn't resort to war.
Know that there are people who will listen, but the people who will listen are not the ones in charge. So we have to make a decision today, and I think that it's time to cut off the head of this dragon once and for all. I am tired of this. I'm tired of trying to negotiate with the people that have done nothing but try to kill us. So I'm going to go talk to your crazy brother, because right now I think we need a little bit of crazy.
She just kind of lets her head down and was like, "Okay." Just fuck. We're all doomed. We're all doomed. All right. Akiza. Thygo says, "I wanted to bring you to talk to you personally. What do you know of what happened at Yakto's dagger?
I know that they used some sort of paracausal weapon to destroy the island. I know that it's possibly related to the weapon that Helena Bria just used on us. And I know that it has something to do with Plymouth Rock and the plot to subvert the Kulkul Khan NHP that was the administrative NHP for Chibodi City and for, I assume, at some point, the rest of the colony.
Yeah, he nods and he says, "You're well informed. Everything you say is nigh correct. Nearly all correct. Though I'll let you know, the rock, as you call it, it was ours before it was a GDK's. It's the reason this whole scuffle is going on between the Caliphate and the GDK. When you all first arrived, when we first met, there was an argument between Levan de Leon and us to cease and share this weapon that it's now recognized as, to share it and use it against our enemies. And Fakane, if they should be prove hostile, in the KTB as well. Though there was an exchange of hands of this thing, this weapon, the rock. And we've been fighting ever since to regain it.
And so keeping a hold of this weapon, there was never any thought to maybe attempting to destroy it or dispose of it to anyone else.
It was, from what I know, it was hidden away by Infakane. It was something they brought to war during their liberation of Tiano from the Kraken trade barons. There's rumor that it is a cascaded and dead NHP carcass that just exists. It cannot be destroyed. Think of it like a shell with no egg.
I understand. Yeah, and they keep... All right, that definitely helps narrow things down. And it explains it. That does create an interesting opportunity, though. If everyone's fighting over possession of this weapon, it seems like possession of this weapon is something that could stabilize the entire conflict.
Depends who has it. Which is why
what if Teist had it?
Oh, Teist is no more. Other than Eliana, which is like, the girl. I don't think there's a righteous organization that could use it. Infakane could, but there are too many here, the GDK and the TCB, who don't trust them.
No, I don't trust them either. But saying that Teist doesn't exist anymore, again, it's pretty not helpful for our purposes. So I think, for the time being, us attempting to possess the weapon and keep it out of everyone else's hands is probably as good a plan as any.
I would agree. Harash doesn't know this, doesn't know that I know. But I know where this Plymouth Rock is, where it usually is. It is outside the perimeter of the system, but it can also be many places at once. He wants to control it. I would urge you all to play the part. Listen to what Harash wants and agree, but when it comes down to it, if it should come down to it, you take that weapon away, far away from this system.
I think that's the best plan too. I think that going after Plymouth Rock is the only thing that can keep Harash satisfied, other than a direct strike on enemy territory, which I think would be disastrous for all of us.
That is his plan. Though I'm also unsure if he's willing to participate in you all's summit. Gyan and Yantho do seem interested, but they also give me a bit of worry whether they're actually committed to it.
I think we could definitely spin it as buying time. I mean, how often throughout this conflict has the enemy's deception just been a ruse for them to buy time? I mean, turnabout is fair play.
True. I am not a combatant like you, but I would trust your advice.
I think that's how we play this. I think we try to get them to agree to the summit, at the very least, just to buy us time.
Very well. And he wants... Yeah, Thygo's asking for you for deception. So you see on the right, you see submission. Submission is Gopal's idea to like just submit and pretty much like play nice. War is Harash's idea to like attack the GDK. And then goal is whatever you guys' goal is. He wants you to feign like you agree with Harash's ploy for or mission for war. That's just his point of view. That's his point. Others may have different point of views, but that's his point of view.
Yeah, so out of character and to everybody, I think that attempting to, I think that if our goal is deception in order to build a little bit of space, give us some time to capture the Plymouth Rock weapon, that might be helpful. And we can convince them that going to the summit is good because it gets us as much time as we need to get a perfect strike in place because we're only going to have one shot.
Yeah, my big argument for Harash is that he should go to the summit because going to war without allies is a great way to get yourself killed. And I would kind of want to force him into playing nice with diplomats based on that alone.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And you get the sense,
fucker.
Yeah. You guys really don't like Gopal. You get the good sense that Thygo told you something that only him and Harash know about where they presume the Plymouth Rock to be, to find it. They know how to locate it, not where it is, but how to locate it.
Yep. We've got that. We've got some data on the weapon. I think we could find this thing and deal with it.
Okay. Cool. You guys still see Gyansol and Yanthosi kind of talking amongst each other, and then it looks like Okuli and Oscar are listening to something, developing news on the radios. Looks like they're very, very much like attentive.
I think I would have followed Oscar.
I would like to put on the news while I wait for my charge to stabilize further.
All right. What is ruminating on the news is internal politics of the GDK. It seems like King Manuel Yemes has been indicted for inciting a civil war and attacking the Caliphate of Pisha. And he's being imprisoned by Ilyana Yemes and some KTB House of Smoke officials.
Interesting.
So this isn't KTB territory, it's Emphakai territory, but GDK, of course, like has a lot of connection with the KTB, and so it seems like there's officials from the House of Smoke that are here to indict and arrest King Manuel Yemes for what he's done.
And his daughter is helping with that?
No, she's
Ilyana is still in
us.
Tribodi City. You don't know if she knows this.
Yeah, so it seems like when he found out his daughter was probably still alive, he tried to flip the script and tried to rebel against the GDK, and the GDK had their baryonic masters come in and put him down. So we've got some... Maybe rescuing the king is a solid bet, too. That would give us some leverage.
It's definitely an indictment. He hasn't been arrested yet, but there's ruminations that he will likely be arrested. Mm-hmm. Oh, he's also being blamed for the breaking of the houses too.
For sure.
Gotta point fingers at somebody.
Yeah, you guys were being blamed, but you guys put out that little thing, so doubt was shed and investigations were had, and now King Manuel Yemes is at fault.
Perfect.
I mean, we could be absolute bastards and put out a statement saying that we think that he wasn't involved with the breaking of the houses, and just watch everything fall into even more chaos.
I mean, we know for sure it was the mountain python, right? So I think we already said that, didn't we? Maybe not.
You
Maybe not.
you
Is
you
that not
you
our
put
public
out
stance?
you put out. I don't know as a team, but what you guys did put out was the video recording of Helena Bria's like ha 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 villain speech,
Yes.
which is about which
Yeah.
always referenced the GDK. It always referenced the GDK, like we did this, we did that. It seems like the king is being the one that's like they are the GDK essentially.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So
That's
Akuli
right.
says, "Can you believe this, King Manuel Yemes, my cousin?" Because Akuli's related way down the line. He's like, "I can't believe this. This is not something he would do." Oscar spits on the Omnipad. Fuck him.
This is exhausting. They're just doing this to get rid of him. They need to, say that they want to, have an excuse to take over things, so they have to make sure that legitimate leadership is not legitimate anymore, so that they have an opportunity to install themselves as the new legitimate leadership. I've seen this before.
Akuli says, "Well, that's the truth, then we have to save him. He wouldn't do this."
I believe it. I believe that it has nothing to do with this, but that's a plan. Maybe that's something we can do. That's a goal we can have at least. I'm realizing that Rico doesn't know that thing that we just found out. So I'm like, you know what? Yeah. Rico's like, let's rescue the king. Now we have a goal for once. We have something we can go after. That sounds like a good idea. Maybe we can. We'll talk to the gang about it. Let's see. Once we can all get back together and talk to everyone, see what everyone has to say, we will see if that is our best course of action. That sounds like a good idea to me. Oh man, I'm so tired.
Do you need to sit down? Oscar even says, "You look sick. Sit down by this fountain." He splashes you with some water.
Rico just sets his helmet down on the edge of the fountain and just does this motion on the edge of the fountain.
Someone hands you a Snickers. What do you see in your reflection?
I've probably got like a soot mark on my face from when I rubbed it across my face earlier. So I've got like gross black marks all over. I have a handprint on my face from like my dirty hands touching my face.
All right.
My hair is a mess. I'm sweating like crazy.
Definitely bad.
Wearing this thing is very sweaty.
Yeah.
It's necessary for protection, but it's super sweaty in there.
Nice.
And Rico just is getting real tired of all this politics shit, but he knows that nobody else is gonna do it, so he has to.
No one else is gonna do it. Literally, no one else is gonna do it.
Yeah, definitely not me.
Alrighty.
We were here to be security for a festival.
It's true.
That's what we were here for.
Now
we're
everything
the
is
freaking.
different.
Now we're
Just-
the freaking leaders of the whole dang government.
Just like in Baldur's Gate 3, where the guy was like, he quoted his dad. He said, "You're called to leadership. You don't pursue it."
Oh my god.
I play too much.
Just a bit.
Yeah, so Rico wants to wait until everybody can gather. Actually, I guess he would probably be a little like after sitting there for like a minute, he'd probably get up and try to go see what Giansola and Yanthosi are talking about. If they're trying to keep it like private, like he's not gonna like eavesdrop. But if he could just like walk in and then talk to them, then that'd be great.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, they're not trying to be super secret by it. You walk over there, and both of them are. One's like sipping on like water or whatever, and the other one's kind of sitting down in a chair. And they both make eyes towards you and say, "Oh, is everyone okay?" This is Gian Sola talking.
Most of us are okay. We are going to be fine in the long run. I think Katra is the one that needs a little bit of help, but I think she's going to be fine.
The big
What I
one?
saw when
The big one?
the big scary lady with the things in her arms.
Yes, yes. Unfortunate circumstance with her. She's not contagious.
Yeah, I hope not. As far as I'm aware, there aren't any significant, like, she's not radioactive or anything, so at least I hope he checked that.
I give a big ol' shrug from the doorway.
Oh my god. Great.
No
That
hair
whole
is
thing
standing.
gave me radiation vibes,
Yeah.
so we'll just see. But
Yeah.
I think she's going to be okay. The rest of us are fine, or we will be fine. So I just want to see what's going on with you. How are you doing?
This is Yantha talking. He says, "Well, I'm glad you've come over. We were just talking about the prospect of what you all could provide. Me and Kian find ourselves in musing over the fact that you all are in a particular powerful position. You've
Yeah,
got the
so?
backing. You have the backing of Ilyana Yemes, and I take it you've heard of the goings on in the GDK.
Sorry, which goings on?
King
There's so
Manuel
many
Yemes.
ons going.
King Manuel Yemes. They found the culprit at the breaking
Oh.
of the houses. It is him.
Oh, him being charged with. Well, we know for a fact it wasn't him. We were there. Maybe you weren't there, but we saw it. It was definitely the mountain python, backed by the leadership of the Grand Duchy of Korea. Like, this is a fact. We know.
They
this.
both look
They
at
are
you.
trying to throw him under the proverbial bus,
They look.
just like they've done repeatedly for other people.
They both look at you and like, do we know it?
I suppose in this paracausal universe where anything can be true, I don't know anything for certain, but I saw them.
Well, I
I
want
saw their
to.
machines descending from the sky in a cloud of fire.
This is Gian Sola talking. Well, listen. We see this as an opportunity. Why not seize it? If King Manuel Yemes is put low, there may be an opportunity for the Sea of Tiano or Gion's rebels in the trade company of Bria to take new leadership of the system. This might be an opportunity, a vacuum of power. We say, let him fall.
Honestly, I don't care who is necessarily in the power. Excuse me. I don't necessarily care who's in power, but I am concerned because I believe the people who are charging him with this are the ones who want to take the power. So it's not going to be us taking over from Manuel Jimenez. It's going to be the House of Smoke.
Well, I will make. This is Yantha talking. I will make my solemn promise. As Shuma Kane said, I will. If you let the king fall, the Sea of Tiano will step up and make sure the House of Smoke has no infiltration in the system. I promise you that. Just back us and Gian when you talk to Harash and when you have your summit, and you will have our support.
Go like stares off into space, like math passing through the air in front of him.
Are you okay? Do you need a beer?
Like orange holograms of equations start popping up, like projected from his shoulder pads. No, it's like, wait, but then they're not going to just let you do that. The GDK has backing from another planet, and I understand that, like, you have good intentions, but I don't think you could stand up to the House of Smoke. Like, that's the Karakan trade baronies. Like, if we allow them to take hold here, they are not going to let themselves be trampled by, a single nation on a single planet. Like, the House of Smoke is no joke.
We've done it before. We did it at the breaking of houses, and with the Caliphate's help, we could probably do it again.
Maybe you're right.
Too bad no one wants to play nice.
So, the basic stuff is here.
Last time,
Good.
so I was just thinking, last time you had Infakane helping you and all 4 nations united against them, and now you have 1.5 nations against them, and Infakane hasn't been here for 700 years.
Well,
I believe in your cause. I don't believe in your ability to make it a reality. I hope you do not take that as an offense against you.
that's very
I just think
fair.
you're up against something that is bigger than us.
That's very fair. But you all have carved a path since you've been here. With your support and us three united together, the Caliphate and Gion's TCB, I think we could pose a opposition to the GDK.
Maybe. That's something we're going to have to all decide together. That's why I think we should have a meeting about it. Like we've been trying to do for several days now. Okay, I'm gonna go
Okay.
see if Katra is still alive.
All right. So the basic stuff is that Thygo wants you all to do deception stuff and take control of the Plymouth Rock and get rid of it. It doesn't seem Gian and Yantho really know about it, the details about it, but they want you all to pretty much get rid of help them take over the GDK and the TCB because Gion's a rebel. And then Harash just wants straight out war. So there's like 3 different things here, and then you guys.
Wait, sorry.
Good.
Sorry, is the Gian Sola and Yantosi not also straight out war?
No, not necessarily. They want almost like a bloodless kind of takeover of the GDK. Like pose such a mounting presence of unity that they have to submit in some way.
Okay, gotcha.
So what do you guys have? Like, what is your plan for your goal?
I think our goal should be to bamboozle them.
Let's say my bad.
I'm sure if I looked for
My bad. What's up?
Like tricking them into going to the summit so that we have the summit and we have time to like secure the Plymouth Rock weapon. I feel like is a goal, a way that we could do this.
I have a stupid idea.
What's the stupid idea?
I would
What
love
if-
to hear your stupid idea.
What if we told Harash that we are going to seek out Plymouth Rock, but we will only reveal its position or transfer ownership of it at the meeting. So he has to be there.
Yeah, that's true. Like,
Also, wouldn't we, if we want to secure the Plymouth Rock, wouldn't we have to like go after it? It sounds like it's off planet. Does that not mean that we can't also be at the summit?
there are other ways. It's paracausal, so it just because it's off planet, that's one way of dealing with it.
Also, I like the idea of us. I mean, if we just told them, "Hey, we're gonna go get this thing. You guys have this meeting, and we'll be back to reveal it at this meeting." They'll keep talking. They'll wait.
Right.
True.
I guess he didn't say where it is. He just said he knows how to find it. So I would like to know. Does he know how long it would take to get it?
Thygo?
Did Daigo tell you how long it would take to get this Plymouth Rock, Akiswa?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I need to review the data more, and we need to find some other way of tracking it. I think our best chance might be, I don't know, ambushing, like infiltrating enemy territory might be our best chance of getting it without having to go off world. Especially,
I thought it was off-world.
it is off world, but it's not. See, they're accessing it here, so they're doing something. They have some means of accessing it. Just because it exists somewhere doesn't mean that the main way of accessing it is our physical proximity to it. I know that seems a little counterintuitive, but that's what I mean.
That makes sense. It's like just because the death machine is somewhere else doesn't mean the controller isn't here.
Right. So we may have some means. I mean, now that we know its location is off-world, we might even be able to feint and draw the enemies, particularly the Karakan Trade Barony's resources off-world, so that we could infiltrate and get things going. But I think our goal in this negotiation should be to deceive Harash and buy time so that we can retrieve whatever they're using to access Plymouth Rock and get it into Teist's control.
I like that idea. I like the idea. Let's go after the super weapon and then use that as leverage to gain control of what's going on here. That seems like the only way to actually take control of this thing other than just launching a full-on assault on the GDK.
Right.
Because I don't think negotiation is going to work anymore.
Yeah. It just sucks because I don't want to be the sacrificial lamb, and they're going to end up pointing at us and saying, well, you guys go fight. Part of this is me trying to convince them to talk to each other and form alliances so I don't have to die for them.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to be in control of this situation. I cannot emphasize enough how much I don't want to be the king of Teist. But we have to, other than just letting the KTB and the GDK run over everybody, there's no, I don't see a way to take control of the situation other than that.
We guys still have Ilyana.
So-
She can sway hearts and minds.
That's true. I think we'll need her to get people to accept that Teist should be in charge of this weapon.
Yeah.
So this is the plan that is formulating in my head, and I don't know if this is the best way to go about it, but I say convince everyone to meet at the summit. That will force everyone to be in the same place and just sort of like be, all focused on something. And then while that is happening, unfortunately, that means that we cannot be at the summit ourselves, but while that is happening, we go after the Plymouth Rock.
Right.
It sounds scary, but I think that's the best way to go about it.
I think that's got to be the plan.
Oh no, we have to miss the political meeting.
Riho, what do you think about
Oh
that?
no.
We can't hear you. There.
I imagine we're having this conversation in private.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll say you're with Buzo and Claire. I mean Riho.
I mean, we are looking after
I was
my
gonna say,
charge.
Riho's preoccupied. She's like, yeah, I'll go with whatever you guys think is best.
Speaking of which, actually, Rio's gonna pull out his Geiger counter for finally and just like sort of pass it over Katra. Oh shit, we should really put our Harsus back on for this if we're gonna be in here.
Yeah,
I like to think I'm still
She's
kitted up.
radioactive.
Rio puts his helmet back on.
Maybe not radioactive, but it's making the Geiger kind of go cuckoo cuckoo.
Yes, so that's radioactive.
Yeah, but maybe like it maybe isn't the same thing that's making it tick. It's just something else that's making it tick. Like,
Yeah.
That's worse.
yeah, like it's not like
It's worse than radiation.
you don't know.
It's paracausal radiation.
Like you haven't identified
Oh, no.
the element that's making it tick. But
She
it's
is
making it tick.
exuding bad vibes.
It's radiationer. We've discovered it. Radiation 2.
Yeah, she's not doing
Alright,
well.
yeah, Rigo's gonna put his helmet back on, as long as he's in the room.
So, is there consensus on that goal? Is to get them to come to the summit so you guys can go infiltrate Plymouth Rock?
I think that's the way, and hopefully they'll be stuck in a room together long enough to be friends again. I mean, we are gonna show up with a very big gun if they play nice.
All right. If that's the case.
And who knows, maybe we take it with us and nobody gets it. Maybe we shoot it off into space somewhere.
All right. Well,
Maybe not. Maybe that's not the best way to get rid of it.
yeah.
Somebody will find it if we do that.
Yeah,
We'll figure something out.
So I renamed you guys' goal to the summit and to the rock, and then their stairs is still the basic fucking war that Harash wants to do, and then still his sister Gopal. Oh, that doesn't sound like anyone really wants to back her, but she'll still be there regardless.
Sucking up votes.
Yeah, sucking up votes. He's independent. So, how this is going to work is that there's 8 segments on the deliberation clock. You guys get 8 checks, 8 questions, or 8 statements to ask. Depending on what you roll, the clock will deplete. If you get below like a 10, it only will deplete by each check, but if you get below a 10, it'll be difficult on your next question or statement or whatever. And then failures will either increase war, submission, or both.
All right.
Okay.
So publicly, our position has not changed. We still want to have the summit.
Yes.
Okay.
Alrighty, let me go get this thingy real quick. Where is it? Where audio? Wait, I want to... Oh, do I already have it open? I do, sweet. Alrighty, cool. So are you guys ready to have the summit? Not summit, the conversation? Deliberation?
Yep,
so.
as ready as we'll ever be.
For sure.
Alright, so you all storm into Rosh Pisha's chamber, his throne, actually him and his sister's throne. And trailing shortly after you guys is Gopal. And of course, Gyan, Yantho, Thygo is there, but not kind of sitting off to the side. And Oscar and Kuli aren't there. They're in the back. They're probably watching over Katra. As you all see Harashi sitting on his throne and kind of whisk his cape back, he says, "When shall we head out? War's on the horizon."
I think we shouldn't head out until we're sure we're going to win. And at this point, it seems like that's still very much up in the air.
All right, give me a check as you make that statement, because Harash obviously doubts you. Naive.
I am willing to back up Akiza on this.
I'm gonna pull rank and try to show him some of the projections of what various configurations of an alliance could do and how they fail. So let's try that.
Hold on. Before you roll, wait. What are you doing again?
I think I'm going to try and use pull rank, and because I have like the military data, maybe he doesn't have all of our data from the fight back in Shibodi City, and now I can show him like the projections of what a fight looks like and the casualties and everything. And it's like, even if we win, you're not going to have much of a caliphate to come back to.
Okay. Cool. Give me a roll. DC 11.
Let's see what it does.
Ooh, no! Failure. Harash says, "You speak out of ignorance. You don't know the power that I hold. This war is all but over." And then we get a tick on the war clock, and you guys' next check is going to be difficult, because Harash is kind of commanding his confidence, and Gyan and Yantho are looking at you, are like, "Oh shit, that was your opening argument?" And deliberation ticks down.
Oof. Anybody else got a plan?
I would like to approach this from the angle of scientific knowledge. I would like to show off the data of what the enemies have. Like, I want to pull the footage from the breaking of the houses of the weapon that they unleashed and talk about. I'm going to blind them with science. I want to talk about the destructive forces necessary to blow the island in half. I want to talk about like the things that they could possibly do. I want to show them the casualty numbers from what would happen if that was used in this city, for example.
I give you Katra's medical data scrubbed of her identity because HIPAA is important.
And so I wanted to approach it from the scientific angle. Like, this is what our enemies are capable of. It is not the time to charge at them blindly.
Okay. You see that Harash looks, as you start to talk, he looks surprised, which is the reason for the difficulty. Because he's like, "I knew that." But go ahead.
All right.
DC
so
10. DC 10.
Will I? Okay. So because this is the only one that really has like any sort of like I am a scientist angle. So can I use my bonus to invent or create for this?
No.
Okay.
Not invent or create. I will give you a roll. You can roll a plus D4 with your roll. If you want to.
We can. It could be because of my background, maybe.
That sounds good. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
The gaming reason why I have that. Okay, so just D20 roll.
And then add a D4
in this
to it.
system. Yeah. So.
Let's see what kind of convincing argument you can
Oh
make.
wait, I forgot to do the difficulty.
Minus D6, yeah. So it's roll a D6 and DC 10. So just don't get more than one.
Don't fuck up. Ooh! You fucked up.
There's another subtraction on you guys' thing. And Harash says, "You speak to me of things I seek to inflict on my enemies. Tell me something new."
All right. Fuck it. I guess it's Buso time. My goal is to twist this so that I can use word on the street. And I explicitly would like to call out the various, like... There has been other viewpoints to all of this, and I feel like we have been in enough different countries on this planet that we kind of have a good viewpoint on the various people who, at this point, seem like... I don't know. I would bring up to Harash that, like, everyone on this planet right now is kind of reeling from a giant tragedy, and you're sitting here hyped up to go to war when, as far as I can tell, you control the army. If you want to fight, go fucking kill someone. But you realize that you're just doing it out of, like, this pure selfish posturing need, I guess, to, I don't know, show up your sister, who's a fucking idiot. And I'll say that with Gopal right in the room.
Gopal's gonna look at you and like, "You think you know the people."
I do, and at least I'm not about to sell them out to the GDK to be like, "Hey, I know that these people just killed your brother and sister, but they're your boss now." And that's all that you're going to pitch, and your brother is about to throw those same people that are hurting into the meat grinder. For what? And Gian, Sola, and Yanthosi are right there. I am pointing at other people to drag them into the conversation. Like,
yes,
if you want to go to war, they are right there, and they seem reluctant to answer your cry, and you aren't taking pause at that. Like, you are so confident, but the breaking of the house has happened when this entire planet was united, and right now you are just some guy whose sister is against you, whose city is burning.
Okay.
Preach.
Okay, so as you point to Gian and Yamil?
Yantho.
No, Thygo. No, Yantho, my bad. No, Yantho, my bad. As you point to them, yeah, you can get they can offer you a boon, which will let you subtract a segment from a clock. So like you can use, but you have to commit to helping their cause. So you can subtract a segment from
Minus which cause that is.
Gian wants to take over.
They want the silent takeover.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yes.
And that is... I don't give a fuck. The trade company of Bria is whatever. Like, if they even shoot me that expectant look, I'll wave them off and be like, I don't care what happens to your homeland, so long as that it stops burning and there doesn't have to be a fucking huge war here. Because if this gets out of hand, the impies will come.
Give me a roll with some accuracy for a very compelling argument.
Mm-hmm.
We're to the street! Yeah!
23!
Big numbers!
Nice.
So
Finally.
on a 23, your gold clock increases by 2. And you guys' next roll comes with accuracy, but deliberation still does go down. as you seem you to have done a mortal wound of a blow to both Harash and to some extent Gopal. But Gopal will come in with a rebuttal and say, "You think you know the people? Look how many have died today. More conflict, more war will crush this whole system. No one supports
Think
my
of
brother.
how many would have died if we hadn't intervened.
Only, likely, my brother and myself. They only wanted us. The people would have survived.
And
We're
then
only
how
dying
many
because
of
we're
your
resisting."
people- And how many of your people would die without leadership in the vacuum that you guys that you leave?
I feel we're at a changing in the Tiano system. And if the GDK is at the point of that, then so be it. If Fakane left us here, we should have to deal with that. So she doesn't directly answer your question, but like she's like, we're fucked.
For a woman who is a focal point of the community here that so many people rally behind, you are very quick to give up. I'm surprised that there's not one word about, rebuilding or helping these very people. They aren't just a bargaining chip.
Yeah. You haven't really had a long conversation with Gopal, but she's seen so much bad stuff because there's been like a war between the GDK and the Caliphate of Pisha for a long time before you guys got here, ever since the break in the houses and skirmishes / war. She's just tired of it all. She's just, fuck it. Like, it's not working anymore. So Rio, do you want to make a check with what you said?
Sure.
Rio's
Alrighty.
turn.
It comes with the accuracy. So, yeah.
I don't know if that's take control
Oh.
or lead and inspire.
I think we are inspire, but I will make the DC 13 because Gopal does have the support of a lot of people.
Come on.
Oh.
Come on.
But it's a 12.
I will let you re-roll that. If let me see, what's the consequences here? I'll let you re-roll that. If you have to make a promise. You have to make a solitary promise that if the GDK goes down, or however this plays out in the end, that Yantho and the Siatano and Gian and the trade company of Bria come out on top. Like they're going to be there won't be a balance between them all again. It will just be those two at the top controlling things. Like they're two organizations at the top.
Capitalists?
Pretty much.
I don't love that.
This is what happens when it kind of leaves. Bad shit happens.
I think that might be what we have to do to get this stabilized.
You can re-roll.
If we have to do it, then so be it.
Okay.
You can re-roll, and I'll put the DC down to 10.
Okay.
I have no idea how to spin this.
Oh,
No,
you
but
got it. You
DC
got
was
it.
10.
You got it.
We got it.
You got it. You got it.
Jesus Christ. Fuck me. It's like when I rolled with advantage in Baldur's Gate last night and I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Sometimes God says no.
So as you're talking, Gian and Yantho chime in, after Gopal says something. They say, "You forget, Gopal. Teist was a valiant thing, something that should be imitated but improved upon. Me and Yamil, and Yantho here, we seek to embody what Queen Shumakane left us with, the unification of our people. But sometimes you have to cut off the rotting limb. We'll be there in GDK's place, of course with you all in some degree. I think together with these brave Lancers, we can bring new peace to the system. Isn't that right, Rio?"
I'm gonna lean over to Akizva and ask quietly, how quickly could the Umfakane get here if needed?
I don't know. Probably 20, 30 years.
Fuck. Okay.
So yeah, they say that, and you succeed, Riho. And you guys' clock increases by 1. Deliberation goes down by 1. You guys have 4 more segments left. Your goal is only realized if it is complete. And you have committed to elevating Gian and Yanto's position. I'll actually write that down. Unless you murder them, which is like not allowed, but you know.
I really don't want to just throw a planet under the, like, Vakane Empire without actually consulting with planetary leadership. I'm wondering how realistic it would be to be like, yes, this is just an interim government, and then Vakane will be here in 30 years to make it so you fuckers will stop messing up.
It's a possibility.
Somebody get Shaka on the phone.
Oh no, that's a terrible idea at this point.
That's not a good idea. That's not a good idea.
Yeah, that'd be a, fuck it, we'll start over.
They'll be like, what, instability? All right, all y'all get punished. All right, so you guys are 2 away from your goal. Yeah, you're good.
I kind of want to try to get a read on what Harash wants with this, because him just like pushing for it in the same way that like Gopal just pushing to sell everybody else doesn't make sense. Him just pushing for war without any sort of other boundary doesn't make sense. And I don't know if it would add to the clock or not, but I want to just kind of observe him as these negotiations are going on and maybe read a situation to see if I can give us some insight into his argument. So this might not add a tick to anything, but maybe it could give us a bonus.
What kind of bonus are you thinking?
Just like a bonus to trying to counter his points, maybe some accuracy when trying to do it, or maybe it could help us remove some ticks from the war clock.
Interesting. Then I think it will count on your deliberation clock. Okay. You're spending time doing it. One thing you do know, though, and I explained to you guys in a session, I can't remember what session it was, but the Harash's whole gripe is that the Caliphate of Pisha wasn't a nation prior to the breaking of the houses. They were just a bunch of people who did most of the fighting. They were like pretty much the military. They did most of the fighting and the breaking the houses, while the Tricon Debris and the GDK and the Ciotano sat back and, you know, kind of like just lived or whatever. And so they broke off and did their own thing, and presumably got some kind of control of the Plymouth Rock to establish their own nation. And now it seems like Harash is trying to get back the supremacy that he had. So you know that.
Then I think I'm just going to straight up try and charm him, and I'll say, even still, I think if we're going to go to war, the summit will buy us time through deception in order to make sure that our forces are properly positioned, and so that the enemy can't use any of their paracausal weaponry like they tried to employ in the city today. Surely you would be willing to put yourself on the front lines by engaging in this deception so that our troops can achieve a substantial victory.
And Thago says, might I add, I think that's a great plan, Harash. I would urge you to listen to this one. We could use this as an opportunity to make a final strike. And so Harash is deliberating, and you can roll 2d20 and take the highest. And the DC is going to be 11.
All right, so I'm going to roll 1 and 2.
Fuck.
Oh my god!
Wait, what trigger? Oh shit! Damn, trying. Let me see. Is there any other promises that you guys can make to? Can you guys think of any promises to make to reroll that die?
I think that I think the promise would be that we kill. Oh my gosh, what's her face?
Ivana de Leon.
Ivana de Leon, yeah, and that will bring her head.
Bring Harash?
Yes, bring Harash Ivana de Leon's head. She's the cause of all of this.
That's fair.
So we have to go and fight her now. We can't avoid it.
So you failed at convincing Harash that the summit was a good idea to go about doing this, but you're promising him to take out Ivana. Harasha's going to ask you, make it a public execution. She should pay for what she's done and what her family's done to the Caliphate.
If it's by your command, then yes.
All right. Making promises. All right, re-roll it. See what happens.
All right, come on.
I'll bring it down to
do
10.
Good.
And you can roll twice too. Oh, you're good.
Okay.
I need it.
Finally.
Okay, cool. It was a success with a 17. You guys' clock goes up. And deliberation goes down. And Harash says, very well. This will be a fine occasion. A fine summit.
Sorry, thank you.
Do not go back on your word. All right. You guys have three more seconds worth of time left over these deliberations. If your gold clock is full, it still goes on until the deliberation is finished.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I kind of just want to sandbag him at this point.
What do you mean?
Just, I don't know, get him to second guess doing open war without forming alliances. I'm just trying to think of how to do that.
You could appeal to Gopal.
I mean, it sucks, I don't know what else to do other than to just literally lament at this point as negotiations are being made about, you know, public executions and stuff. That it is absurd how competent the people in this room are and how badly they have been put into their appropriate positions. Like, Harash, you would make an excellent war counselor. You probably should not be making final calls on, you know, public relations, because most people don't like seeing executions like that. Children usually don't. Gopal would be excellent for, like, you know, disaster response if she pulled her head out of her ass. And, like, I'm sure that Gyan Sola has, like, absurd, like, logistics abilities being in the trade company. But here we are, all... This is amazing how badly you all are completely fumbling a proto-Teist that you all would be in the ground floor of to, like, help manage this planet. And
Well, the people who were in charge of it were all killed.
All
Yep.
killed. All killed.
The
all
people who
killed.
were good at this would all die.
yeah,
Yeah.
and now it's you guys, and you could be really good at this, but God!
Yeah, Gopal will say, we've tried that. We have. And you saw what happened. Tiano system needs new leadership. A new organization.
Regarding what happens, are you talking about the, just old Teist?
Yeah, Old Ties. Yeah, she's like, it got destroyed. It was something that was wrong with it so bad that someone decided to destroy it. And that's what she's saying, like, it didn't work because someone didn't like it so much.
But, yeah? That happened to Union 3 times.
But now it's working for them. Maybe her argument is that maybe the GDK being on top is the third committee equivalent example.
Well, you see, the problem is that the people you are suggesting should be in charge of the third committee, this planet's third committee, are the people who are constantly fighting against the actual real third committee.
This is a bad play on your side, Gopal. Even if you want peace, this is giving into your abuser type shit, and it's sad to see.
She says, well, actually, give me a roll.
It's coming back to bite me that I have not chosen any triggers that are good at diplomacy.
I've got leader, inspire, take control, and word on the street.
I think
Take control.
leader inspire works here, or either one of those actually works.
Leader, inspire.
I'll say DC 10. Oh my god! What
I
is
am
up with these
pissing
rolls?
people off.
What is up with these rolls? All right, so
Yeah, we're
with that
getting nailed.
roll, I know. Well, you guys have one more left. Gopal's gonna say, I'm gonna take 2 segments on submission clock. Gopal's gonna say, I know I may not be the right one. I didn't choose this. I really didn't. But I will be the one that voices some type of sanity. Continued fighting only leads to more bloodshed.
I just thought of a really bad idea, but it's not. There's a level of bad ideas that are funny, that are like a good idea for good storytelling, and then there's bad ideas that are like, no, that's actually just a bad idea.
What,
Could
are
just
you
be a
looking
bad
at,
idea.
like,
I was like, we can agree to give into what these people want, and then later I was like,
Reneg.
just change the public proclamation to be whatever we wanted it to be.
I think
I
so.
mean,
I think
that
that's a
is-
great plan.
That is a possibility.
I thought you were looking into your
That-
inventory
they-
and being like, I have this thermite bar, and this could solve so many problems.
I mean, I also have assault as a trigger, so what if I just start blasting?
Oh my god.
I'm the leader now.
You guys would add to the pyre of burning problems in the Indo. This is an example of the burning problem. It's not quenching the pyre. I don't think you guys have
I'm
made an
just
argument about it hasn't. You guys haven't made an argument about Ileana's legitimacy as a.
That's a good point. Someone that can speak better than me should talk.
The problem is there isn't anyone speaking better than
Riho.
Well, here I have pull rank. Listen, we're sitting here all discussing what we should do. I think we are forgetting that all of you still, by order of the legitimate government of Teist, should be falling in line behind the actual government of this planet, which is Teist. Meaning, for now, that is Ileana, and by extension, is us. We are the hands of the actual legitimate government on this planet, and I'm frankly getting tired of having to argue with you.
Cool. Daigo will also say, as a current member of former Teist, the former Helm, he'll say, they are right, Gopal and Harash. They have been recognized as Ileana's stewards. The many across the Carib system, across the Plantiano, look to Ileana, a rising symbol of peace. And so you can get an accuracy for this in DC 10.
Nice.
Dope.
Get him.
Cool.
You've got it. I believe in you.
I believe in me too.
Yes!
Oh my
Thank
god,
God.
A crit!
I thought it was a fucking 2.
A crit!
Oh, that is 2 segments. Your clock is overfull. My cup overfulleth. And your next check will have accuracy. And it has 1 segment left for deliberation. But your next check will be risky. As Harash says, she is a false leader, weak and young. My troops, my caciques, are at the doorstep to ending this fight for good. We will march on the shell, take the Plymouth Rock, and seize this planet. Seize a new peace. What can you say against this? Against absolute victory? So it's going to be risky. And if you don't get it, but not 20 risky, I'll say 18. If you don't get above an 18, bad things are going to happen. I mean, you still succeed on 10 plus, but you don't get above 18, bad things are going to happen.
Well,
So like my brain is immediately going
this
to like
in real life is also like beyond the mechanics of the game. I have an idea that is risky,
Go ahead.
actually, just to do.
Go for it.
I'm to the point where I want to run it by my squad first before I do it.
Run it by.
Do tell.
Like out of character, Rico. we're gonna just talk about it for a second. I was like, I like now's the time for me to roll assault and be like, pull out my laser blaster and be like, it sounds like you're trying to usurp the legitimate government of this planet, Harash. Is that what you're trying to do?
Meanwhile,
Technically,
my
yes.
thing was, first of all, I would back you up with a ply
Yes,
fist
but
of faces.
that would be
Oh
what
yeah,
I would
Wait,
say.
yeah. I mean,
I think
It's a
you can't
rhetorical
be heard
question.
now.
not. I think. I mean, that's.
I don't think we can hear you.
If I was
now.
playing the game, if I was in you guys' position, that's what I would do.
I have a +2 to assault. That's why it feels risky to me, because it's only a +2.
I mean,
It's also just like a legitimately like dangerous thing for me to say.
Yeah,
Do
I'd
you
say
think we
if,
could,
I'm
like-
in his house.
if
do you think we
fail
could
at this,
convince him on the grounds that, like, military victory is not absolute power? Like, could we make that argument to him? That the people are what gives him power, and if he defeats them in combat, they're not really going to, like, respect him.
Yeah, I think that
That's-
sounds rational. Yeah.
That's a much more diplomatic way of going about this.
I think the only thing that keeps Harash his confidence high is that apparently he has a way to get to Plymouth Rock, and that's like an all-powerful weapon in his eyes. So as long as he has a way to get to it, he's going to ignore any other argument. But you could do what you said, or I mean, yeah, I mean, I think it, I would say it's depending on what you roll. Yeah, you get a success, you get a success.
I
don't
think
feel
my answer's
confident about
cool,
it.
but I like.
What if we just outright ended this conversation and deliberations by saying, anyways, we're gonna go to Plymouth Rock and capture it for Tice to use against anybody that threatens the stability of this planet. Okay, bye. And just watch Harash stumble over himself. This is our plan.
You would need the information from Thygo, and Thygo wants you to get people to go to the summit to agree with war, but play nice, like undercover agents essentially. Otherwise, you don't know how to get to it.
I don't know.
Man, that's a tough choice. I like both of the answers.
All right, let me use the bathroom real quick.
Yeah. Riho, your option is legitimately good.
Yeah.
But mine is also dope.
You just
Alright.
want to punch a man.
I just love pointing lasers at people. But no, honestly, I think you'd probably be better to use your suggestion. And Riho hasn't spoken up much yet, so.
It's because politics ain't her thing, and she's a little preoccupied.
Yeah, her mind is elsewhere. This is tough because I don't know how to convince Harash to like lighten the fuck up or to go to a summit.
Just agree with war and betray him.
Could we spin it as a war summit? I don't know.
You could, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we could.
You need to make demands
You do.
publicly before you can declare
We could
war.
also just like.
Well, you don't, but you know what I mean.
We could also just like explicitly tell him we're not saying that war is completely off the table, but like only war alone is not going to solve this problem.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. If we force them to have a summit and say, like, you can have your war, but the rest of these people are going to be handling logistics and the people, like, you know, the injured and everything else. Because if you do this alone, you're just going to get a bunch of people killed.
I like that.
Just rolling it.
By I mean Daigo likes that.
Yeah, who's rolling?
I can make the roll.
I believe in you. Take my energy.
Spirit bomb this
Take
shit.
the energy. All right, it is risky, Riho, and it is you above a 10 you succeed, but bad things still happen.
Do I
If
get
you,
accuracy on this?
For
For the last one being a 20?
yes, yes,
Yes, actually.
yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Okay.
I'm smart.
I forgot.
That's
for-
all I want.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Too sparkly to fail.
Can't be stopped. We can't be stopped.
Harash says, "See, you have nothing to say. War is the only answer." What do you say?
War alone isn't going to solve this problem. But there are some things that should be met with war.
And then you get chimed in by Gian and Niantho and Thygo as they all kind of chime in and say, "Listen to her, Harash. This is a fool's errand, trudging without allies." And then someone else probably says, "Look what all they've done. They've brought us this far. They've saved you and your sister." And Harash is just kind of getting frustrated and kind of sits down on his throne. He says, "Have your way. As long as I have mine in the end." He just kind of sits down.
Ooh.
Very well.
And with that, you all have succeeded. Without the war clock or Gopal's submission clock filling up, and negotiations are over.
Oh
Soon
boy.
as they are over, Okuli comes rushing into the chamber of the twins, and she looks to the closest person near her. Who's closest to Okuli? I don't know who it would be.
I probably am going to be close because if she's running it means something is wrong with my patient.
Something is not wrong with Katra. She's standing up.
Why are you here?
And she walks right back in after Okuli. She's kind of like stumbling. And
Oh.
She's like, "Enough chatter. You're making me restless." And she kind of slumps a little bit, but yeah, she's up and walking.
Riho's gonna go over and support her so that she does not fall.
I'm gonna support her and make sure that her vitals are correct. God, this is what it's like working in EMS, I bet.
She looks at you, Riho. She's like, "We have a fight. Don't forget that."
Never.
All right. And with that, we will, unless anyone wants to do anything else. Anyone want to do anything else?
I want to have a private conversation. This is not like right now, but like later in a moment of quiet, maybe have just a very quick conversation with Riho.
Okay. We will screen wipe as it comes to a close with Harash sitting defeated in this throne, you all making a convincing argument, and I would say even Gopal to some extent is supporting you all's position. Screen wipe to maybe a couple days later during downtime. You guys are in the Caliphate of Pisha, and your summit is but a half a week away. Riho, your fight is 2 days from now with Katra. And you guys have time to spend about a day or so of downtime in wherever you really want to spend it. You can spend it in the Caliphate. You can go back to Chibodi City. You can do what you please. But there are some downtime actions I prepared if you guys don't have any ideas.
Okay.
So good job, you all, with convincing
Good job.
Harash not to go to war.
We did it. In the beginning, I thought this was gonna go the way of the breaking a house.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was like,
We
"Fuck."
did it.
Not again.
You guys did do it. Good job, guys.
At one point Rico is just gonna like approach Riho like as she's, I don't know, stretching or something, whatever it is Riho does, and just be like, "Riho, I'm not like maybe the most I don't know a lot about people, you know, or sometimes I don't understand what's going on with them, but like I've seen the way you look at Katra, and I just like want to check like that, make sure you're okay, because like this woman still is, as far as I can tell, actively wants to kill you, and maybe it looks like you are into her, so I'm just worried that like maybe you're gonna feed yourself to a shark." I don't know.
Maybe that's what Riho wants.
Just want to check in, make sure you're okay, and make sure you're not like about to do something crazy. I don't know.
She's the best damn rival I've ever had. She keeps me on my toes every single time, and God, I wish that she would stop trying to attack us when we're in the middle of missions, but I think I'm okay.
Okay. Just I guess remember that we've got your back, all right? Because I don't want to see this woman like, I don't know, tear you in half or something.
Riho is just gonna very classically bisexual finger guns at you.
Bisexual. She finger guns with 2 fingers instead of 1.
Yep.
Wait, isn't that a requirement?
Yeah, it's 1 for each gender.
3 fingers. 3
multiple
fingers.
guns.
3 fingers.
3 fingers?
Now that's just getting ridiculous.
Okay, so we'll say probably Rico and Riho, you're probably somewhere in your hotel or whatever, you're somewhere in the Caliphate having that conversation. Akiza.
Mm-hmm.
In this day or so, after the conversations, and you see people kind of taking care of the damage that happened to the Caliphate of Pisha, where do you think you are?
I think he's probably at military HQ trying to learn everything he can about the Plymouth Rock weapon. Akiza's a little insecure, not just because he was the only one that got his mech blown up last time, but he doesn't really feel as valuable. He wasn't great in the negotiation because he didn't have Heartbreak's constant stream of data. He wasn't great in the fight because he got blown up because he was doing that. So he's really gung-ho on trying to learn everything he can about how Plymouth Rock works.
Got it. That actually is a downtime action I had for you guys. You can take that action, but before you do, you get a message. It is from a signature that looks like Heartbreak, and it is a simple question. It says, "A doting mother, stern or strict?"
Stern. Mother knows best, or at least the best that she can.
You select stern, and you get what you would understand as a head nod from Heartbreak, and you hear nothing else from the NHP as you get that was a lesson it is instilling in Kultukan in Chakotay City. Okay. So as you're at the military HQ investigating the Plymouth Rock, I'd probably say that Thygo from Old Teist is there with you, going through some material and information that is now released by there, and I'll probably say Gopal's decree, because Gopal will say is begrudgingly on you guys' side at this point. What exactly do you want to know?
I want to know how it works. I guess we have a way to track it, sort of, but I want to kind of start understanding how it works. It's some sort of like spatial warping thing. I want to try to figure out more about how it works so we can come up with some kind of defense.
Okay. You, without rolling, this is what you do find out between you and Thygo's investigations. There is a sort of uplift station called the Shell somewhere on the planet. And the GDK had been fighting the Caliphate of Pisha for many years since breaking the house to find out where this uplift station is at that takes people directly to the core of the Plymouth Rock. And you find mixed reports about what the Plymouth Rock actually is, but what you do find consistent across those reports is that it used to be an NHP, used to be the proto-Kultukan NHP that Kultukan was based off of, but it was killed in a conflict between, way back when in the breaking of the houses. It cascaded, became a metavault, and then died. And so what exists now is the shell or a ship of that Kultukan was in charge of, that is used as a weapon. And that's about the most factual stuff you can find. And you see a bunch of unfactual stuff about it existing everywhere, it being able to shift reality, to duplicate people, a whole bunch of
You
rap.
just said it's a corpse of a dead god. We're not surprised at hearing that.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, and that it seems when the Caliphate, and Yentha will probably take some of this stuff away from you or not show it to you, or just tell you that it's pretty classified. They'll say that in early tests, we'll call them that, when the Caliphate was first acquired this weapon, that a lot of people came back with a bunch of a sickness, very similar to what Katra was on. This is due to prolonged exposure, but he doesn't tell you what happens. Like, I mean, he kind of keeps that from you.
Fascinating.
All right, so that's what you know without rolling. What do you want to know about?
I want to know about how it works, so we can figure out which defenses, our saves, our systems, anything will protect us from it.
Got you. So protect you from it. Interesting. Let me pull up the Lancer book and then figure out what reserves you could potentially get for this. I think they're on page 52. Tactical advantages, scouting, environmental shielding. I think what would be good is environmental shielding, but that being from the effects of the Plymouth Rock. If you succeed, there are a few prototypes, that the Caliphate of Pisha has to protect themselves against the adverse effects, something that Harash was developing should he gain full control over it, to be able to control it safely. You can acquire those or finish the development.
To Konpeki Plaza.
그런 것까지 일일이
Check. So it'll take you a good bit. You might actually miss Riho's wrestling match if you pursue this.
Yeah, I think unfortunately I will.
Okay.
I'll miss it.
It's okay, I
to
understand.
do this. Yeah.
And I planned a big party for it, so
I'll send you a video.
All right. I think this is a DC 13 to do all this stuff. Can you think of a reason why you'll have accuracy or anything?
The only reason I can think of why I'd have accuracy is that I'm here where they have some. I can go and talk to people, like physical human beings that may have worked on the development behind the prince's back.
Ooh, interesting. If you try to find physical,
like I could definitely think of like a scientist who is like who's on the lam, who's running away from this, who's trying not to get handled.
But the things that Yantho kept from you was what happened to the people who had been working on it. And if you want to find this person, they're in like a medical ward, essentially, like a prolonged medical ward.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Definitely like visiting a hospital and trying to find that. Yeah.
Then I'm going to increase the DC to 14, and you get accuracy.
That sounds good. All right. Take the accuracy and I'll roll investigate.
Go
Let's
for it.
give it a shot.
Oh shit! 21. Yeah. So Yantho says, I was reluctant to show you this. I don't want to look bad on the Caliphate. Harash was quite adamant. We figured out how to control this weapon, and there were casualties. The people who first worked on it, they unfortunately went insane. The adverse effects, we don't quite understand it yet, but they are unstable.
I have to know everything. We have to know if they're going to be using this weapon on us. We have to know what it's going to do to us.
Dope. Well, you go to this place that is still in the Caliphate, and the people you see are heavily sedated, and you can maybe not extract anything from them, but you can observe them willingly of sorts. Yeah, they can give consent, but they're a little cuckoo.
Right.
You are welcome to call me up to do this shit, because I now suddenly am very worried about Katra.
Oh, well, I would say the people that these people were around it for years. Katra was probably abducted for 3 or 4 days. Because we couldn't find... Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick, is Katra okay at this point, or would I still be helping her recover and giving treatments and wondering what sort of spooky ghost shit she's infected with?
Katra is lifting some bench pressing. She's bench pressing probably somewhere around the city. So she's not super great, but she's doing a lot better.
Okay. So, checkups. Never mind. Alright. I feel better. I'm still on... The doctor is on call if Akizva needs me.
Cool. So yeah, you do that at Kizwa, and you get the information that you need, which will give you all environmental shielding reserve. All of you all get that. You can put it on CompCon, or you can put it on somewhere. I don't know where you want to put it, but essentially it protects you against the effects of the Plymouth Rock.
Nice.
Yeah. Until you get fucked up and no longer will do it. Well, whenever you're on your mech, it gives you protection, but as a pilot, it won't give you protection.
Right.
All right. Who's next?
I think I know what Riho's doing. Well, she's getting ready for the match. And I think she actually, like... She is so concerned about making sure that this is going to be an event that, like, the purpose wasn't just to, like, draw Katra back out of wherever the fuck she was hiding. It was also to, like, distract the people and give them something positive to look at. And she feels like the pressure is so on that she's just, like, really focused on prepping for that. So she's actually going to call her old teacher for some advice.
Ooh, who's your old teacher?
I don't fucking remember. She had a name.
Oh shit, I forgot too.
The hurricane.
The hurricane. Rio, you probably get an image of what your sponsor Blimpie has set up for you in the coastline of Chibodi City, and they're doing the lights and the pyrotech and the stage, and what you see kind of thus far. This is your time to put in orders too. About what exactly you want your thing to look like. So you see this at the docks, and you see the screenshots of how Chibodi City is set up right here. Glaring lights. You see temporary platform set up built upon the water to serve as like seating and staging areas for people who want to come in and kind of watch from atop the platforms. It's a big affair. Almost the whole city is being lit up just for this match.
Jesus.
You're a big deal.
This is you see that, I mean, Chibodi City was demolished and now is getting repaired. But you can, in the image that your sponsor is sending you, there are already like large like tankers of folks that have already gotten here and waiting to see your match. So they kind of put in their special request, and not special request. They ask you, is it to your liking? Anything else you need? Intro music? Please send us a URL.
Yeah, I'll make sure that I send you the files for the intro music. I'll double check with Katra about what she wants to enter to as well. Let's see. Do we have a team that will be on hand to make sure that the logistics of the event itself goes okay?
What do you mean by logistics? Be specific.
Well, you need to make sure that there's somewhere for people to line up and someone to maintain control over that line as they're entering the facility. I mean, this is a huge event.
Yep, we've got all that covered. Actually, one of your associates said he knew really well how to coordinate all this stuff. He went by Sky Eye. He looked seemed like he knew it really well. Knew exactly what you wanted. So he's helping coordinate all the lines and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, Sky, I'll take care of it. Other than that, what do you have planned for the finale so far?
Well, there's fireworks, and there's a lot of seating, and we got intro music, and then you guys it's the only fight. You and Katra are the only fight. Should there be something else?
Well, fireworks was the main thing I was looking for. I think we need to make sure that we set off a good fireworks finale when we crown the champion at the end of the match.
All right, I can do, and you hear them writing down as I'm writing down.
Like scribbling down.
Can do.
should get a pre-show band.
A pre-show band?
That would be dope. Do we know any musicians in the area that are popular with the locals?
Let me do my research. I'll definitely come up with a few that might fit your parameters. What are you looking for?
Sure, we need something high energy. They gotta hype up the crowd before the match.
All right. We'll see what we can do. But with a better deal, a better contract, and a 20-year contract on promoting you, we could do a better job. So you can give me a roll. They were asking for a 20-year contract with you to throw a better.
What am I rolling?
I don't know. What trigger do you have to negotiate your contract?
I mean, apply fist to faces.
I like how they want this contract with you, not realizing you're about to throw a match.
I mean...
Well, Katja doesn't want the match to be thrown anymore. She wants it to be a legit fight because you saved her life.
Oh.
That is true.
Oh.
She does want a real fight. I mean, I don't know. I feel like she's very, maybe, take control.
All right. If you fail, it's a 20-year contract with Blimpie that you must adhere to. Having to do commercials, cereal commercials, TV shows.
Gotta get the blimpos.
The blimpo, eating a bunch of Blimpies. Yeah.
She's gonna be this planet's version of Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
Pretty much. Oh, vibes in the ring.
Man, okay.
I think the DC
fine.
is going to be 12. I think it'll be 12.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
Negatory. They say,
Merchandising.
we'll definitely get a... Well, go ahead.
No, you're fine. Go.
Yeah, they'll
I
say,
was just
like,
lamenting my...
they'll get you the band you want. That was a high energy band. They'll say their name is the Screaming Keys. And but yeah, you're locked into a 20-year contract with Blimpie.
I'm gonna make sure that I sign it very particularly with the characters, the Japanese characters that I currently spell my name with.
Oh, okay.
I see what you did there.
They'll note in the fine print that they'll follow you anywhere. And you know that Blimpie has they have ties to Harrison Armory by some kind of funding strings of whatnot. They probably find some of the commissary food.
Oh my god.
Yeah. The final person signing off on your contract is a Colonial Legionate, which is like a big army person.
Oh my god.
I have no idea what I just got myself into. It's fine.
Yeah, but you have the band you want.
I got the band I wanted, guys.
Business.
That's crazy.
Okay. Sounds good.
That seems like info that if you told to Rico, it'd be like, Blimpie's is owned by who? Hey,
that was my face just now.
Hey, Riho, I can't go to your match for reasons.
I'm just not gonna share that part.
All right. Who's next? We have Buzo and Valari.
Real hard.
Yeah.
Well, as you're thinking, Valari, you do get a message.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
It is a message from your employer, who you caused to escape on the last recovery mission of you. Their asset recovery missions. And it just says, no one abandons the armory. And that's it. That's all it says.
Good. I've been thinking about how I was going to deal with them. And I have an idea that may or may not be possible. I want to kill two birds with one flat cannon.
Okay.
Rico's primary concern is making sure that the summit lasts a long time, so that the squad has time to track down the Plymouth Rock before it's over, like while they're distracted. That's the plan.
Yeah.
also not be tracked by Harrison Armory. So, what if Damn it. I think I want to try to strike a deal with the people coming after me. I hate this, but I think this is what I'm going to do.
Go ahead. What's the deal?
I want their help in providing security at the summit in Yocto's Dagger. In exchange, I will come back to the armory willingly.
How do you want their help?
I want them to. That's a good question. Because really, what I want is I want it to take a long time.
You could say like.
So I have a question. Do I know like what they want to bring me back to Harrison Armory? What do they want me for? Or is it just a matter of like they want to throw me in jail?
You're you're a
away.
proprietary hardlight scientist and developer, and you have intelligence that was curated in the Armory that they want back, because you learned it in Harrison Armory colleges.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think, what if I gave them my research and all of my combat data and everything I've been doing here? I give them over my the tech that I've been calling soft light shielding. If they will help make sure there isn't another attack on Yoko's Dagger.
They will say yes, but the yes but is that you can no longer pilot the Emperor, because that is proprietary. They're saying that is hardlight technology that essentially you can't have Emperor licenses. Unless you
That's
steal it
huge.
some way or something. I don't know. They will be revoked if you agree. But you have to figure out another way to get them.
And that means for this next mission, I would have to completely change specs. Is what you're saying?
Yep.
Dang, that's big.
I would like to perhaps jump ahead and see if I can do something to help out Rico. Something very punk.
Go for it.
So speaking of next mission, you told us to pick upgrades, and I'm getting a Noah class NHP.
Okay.
Ooh.
It is a Harrison Armory NHP.
Okay.
Is it possible? And I know that Noah NHPs were originally almost municipal and civil developers. Is there any way that we can paperwork and hide those Emperor licenses in its code?
For sure. Yep. That would be the role. That would be the downtime role, is to hide Valari's licenses for the Emperor through the Noah NHP.
Oh, that's such a big risk.
I don't give a...
This is the whole shit I've wanted all this time, is to play a licensed level 6 Emperor.
Yep, and right now, listen, little Noah NHP, this is what we like to call a crime. And we love doing crimes against the man. What am I rolling? I have get a hold of something, leader, inspire, take control, or word on the street.
Well, okay, let's say this. You can still do it either way, Valari, but they won't help you out, and they will definitely come for you if you fail. Right? You can still choose to do it, pilot it with the licenses, but you know you're asking to get got. So the roll would be, I think probably Buzo and Valari can roll, and both of you will have accuracy. The DC is going to be 12.
All right, and so, but I want to make sure that I'm getting something good for this. So what they will be doing is providing both security forces and just diplomatic arbitration, perhaps. at the summit so that I can be sure while I'm going off to secure the Plymouth Rock that nothing's gonna go bad back at the meeting at home.
Gotcha. I
If they're
think there actually
if
is
they're
a thing.
angry about being mall cops, just say, "Don't worry about it. It's a glorious job. Look how we ended up."
Yep.
I think there's actually a reserve here that says distraction.
Diversion.
Yeah, diversion.
Is
Yep,
the-
diversion.
is,
Yep. A distraction that provides time to take action. Yep, that's literally it. So Harrison Armory will probably come in with claims that there's actually a lot belonging to Tiano architecture that is actually theirs. So they'll show up to a summit with claims of legitimacy and hegemony over elements that or supplies that Tiano has.
Sounds
They're-
awful.
They're definitely all false. They're all falsified, but everyone's connected.
Okay. So I feel like hiding something in an NHP's code would qualify as hacker fix. That seems relevant, perhaps. Yes.
Yep, both of y'all
Probably.
roll DC 12. You both get 1 accuracy.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Got both.
I'm
Please
very
don't both fail. Oh, you got it.
Just
you got
barely.
It. You got it. You got it. So, wait. Oh,
I definitely got
it. Oh yeah, definitely got it. So yeah,
Little Noah,
you-
this is a crime.
as you register for the licenses for Noah, hidden in there somewhere is a package of the Emperor class, the Emperor license somewhere in there. And Harrison Armory agrees to your ploy, Valara, and they've already sent out their legal team to go make those claims.
All right. Rico was like sitting there, like after he got that message from Harrison Armory, he was sitting there for like a good hour. Just like typed up a message to send to them to like offer them this deal.
Yeah.
And then just sat there pacing around his apartment or hotel room or wherever he's been, just thinking very hard about pressing the enter button on that message.
It could have been bad.
Finally, he does send it.
I-
eventually.
Could have been
I
very
think
bad.
that while you were like pacing or something, you probably heard rushing down the hall in the hotel room, and then your door got kicked open with Buso holding a giant fucking cooler, being like, "Look what I just got! It does crazy shit. Its name is Noah."
Oh, fucking Noah? Fuck yeah, man. He just like rushes over and high fives. I know Noah. Noah's a homie.
Yeah, and then I plug it into your computer and we do a crime.
Okay.
All right. Last one, Buzo. You guys committed to 2 things in the meeting with Harash, and that was letting Gian and Nianto kind of after the summit, pretty much just backing them up in the summit, and taking out Ilyana because someone has to pay for what's been going on.
Ilyana.
Not
you mean-
Ivana.
Ravana
Yes.
de Leon.
Yeah. You were reminded of those 2 commitments by both attendants, both Harash and Yanto and Gian. They just give you probably a missive or something to your Omni Slate that lets you know that they expect this to happen. That would be your time. Go ahead.
I don't have. Buso has very little opinions on this other than to just like accept. I mean, I nearly did the dirty work with Katra on the boat of just, oh, well, this is a captive. Bang, overboard. So,
All right. Well, if there's no misgivings about it, you accept, and that you send them away, and there's no other givings about that.
yeah, I
Um,
feel like we can either come out ahead some way or make it so that the trade company Bria and shit, all that stuff, make it so that they don't come out too far ahead. I'm not worried about that, and The other bitch had it coming.
Ivana's a nice person. It's like, she's not really.
No.
She's not
I
really.
mean, she gave us a boat, but where? Come on.
Has she actually even done
It was
anything
haunted.
wrong? I think it's pretty much been everyone else that's been doing things wrong. She's just kind of been associated.
This is no. This is like throwing.
I
a
agree, she's
knife or
beautiful.
a
She
fork.
can't have done anything
It's
problem.
like throwing a knife or fork
Problematic.
in between two starving people and being like, I don't know. She caused shit.
She might have. She might have. Okay, so Buzo, you do get a message from Fatum, and it is going to your Omni Slate, and it is a request from way back home, from a nameless Sangoma, to record the history. So it's a downtime action, record oral history, and tell of your time here, and how it's been, and please exaggerate, because there needs to be a lesson learned here that needs to be taken back to Fukane. You can choose to do this, you don't have to do it. But there is a downtime action for record oral history if you so choose to do it.
I absolutely am, but I need to prepare for this. So
Oh, yeah,
I
it's
do
fine.
have my sound system. I need to buy roughly 36 beers and 1 bottle of liquor, 1 mundane handgun, 1 old pickup truck, a sledgehammer, and a pizza because I'm hungry.
Sounds like a music video in the making.
Yes.
All right. So with recorded oral history, you it's easy to gather all those things.
Good.
And maybe you get a little bit of interest from Oscar as he sees you meandering through town, and he probably looks at you and says, "You should be preparing for a battle ahead, not collecting beer."
Noah, we are going to speak of regret and teach the children of our follies. This is important work. Do you want in or not?
Sure, I have nothing else to do.
Oh, but there's a huge battle to prepare for. Why aren't you doing that?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Grab a fucking beer. I'm going to the hangar. I'm bringing him to my Groot slaying because Noah is getting involved.
He comes with you. So, to do oral history, you state the purpose of your story, you select an audience, and you choose a 3, 4, or 6 segment clock, and then you roll. The higher the clock, the better the benefit. So if your 3 segment clock, if you fill it up, you gain favor of your audience, and you choose a fitting reserve. You may now bring 2 reserves into the next mission instead of 1. If you fill up your 4 segment clock, you or a chosen party member may re-roll 1 roll once per round, but must declare that you're rolling it. Must declare that you're doing that before combat. And then if you choose a 6 segment clock and you fill it up, your party gains 2 epic die that you can use twice per encounter in the next mission to re-roll any die.
I feel like this is going to be a sprawling tale. I do
Yes.
have a little bit of beer. I am absolutely prepared to do this and do the big segment if it won't take up 1,000,000 hours to roll and then do all that shit.
It might take this one and the next one. This downtime and the next downtime.
Fine by me.
Very well.
And the chosen audience is our young NHP Noah, who is brought into a world of conflict, and I must tell them how stupid people can be.
Truly.
Dope. All right. So as you start to record, Oscar just listening to what you got set up and is pretty much following directions and probably questioning you a little bit. You can give me a roll and use your trigger. A trigger that's fitting. Now say it's just it's different things happening depending on what you roll.
I'm gonna go leader inspire and say how of people rose up to the defense of Yakuto's dagger, even though they wanted nothing more than to eat the good foods and dance to the good music. And instead, we had to dance artillery shells and eat lead.
Ooh, nice. Okay. On a 10 through 19, you gain a reserve and you can fill out 2 segments as your story inspires all who hear it. So you can gain a reserve. And let me see. I need to make you a segment for your thing for your story. Clocks. Mission 4. What's the name of this story?
The oral history. What's this planet's name again?
Tiano.
Right.
Tiano against the machine.
The Great Tussle of Tiano.
Alright. Got it.
Done.
6 segment clock, 2 segments filled out already. Let's go, boy. 6. Ooh. Yeah, and you gain a reserve. And you can it's a reserve of your choice within you tell me which one and we'll see what it is.
Honestly, a good reserve to have at this point, especially with him being a rep member of the audience right now, is getting Oscar as a reserve on a mission.
Oh, to come in as a sniper?
Yeah.
All right, bet.
Maybe he can be really upset about the fact that he had to hear the beginning of the story again and how he blew up a city block.
Yeah.
Remember that
Oscar,
time that you got in jail?
Oscar is in internal guilt right now, and he sees, since you're his biggest critic, he sees that everyone else doesn't really really care that what he did, and he feels guilty about that. He's looking for ways to own up and punish himself.
I feel like having Noah in the room too, being like, "So Oscar, what were you thinking when you shot off those missiles?" Just
Oscar,
yes, do tell the class, Oscar.
Truly.
Oscar has nothing to say. He's wallowing in shame and doubt. And
Good. But again,
this
is a tale of people rising to the occasion, isn't it, Oscar? Shut up, drink the beer.
Okay. He shuts up and drinks some beer.
Good man.
Okay, as that story is recorded in the Delilah beads, you send part of it back to Infakane, or rather to Fatum, and she'll see that it reaches the Singomas. Who knows? It might be lied and exaggerated to beyond belief by the time you hear it again.
I mean, it's being spoken to by a dude heavily drinking.
Yeah.
Talking about how a whole ass island blew up. No further elaboration. Just then the island exploded.
Nice. Cool. So after, I guess, about actually Akiva, you're still doing your thing.
Yeah.
Right. But after about a few days, Rihel, you're called, and actually all of you all get an invitation from Blimpy it has a big Blimpy insignia on it, to Brody City, because you need to get in attendance for this wrestling match. Your character moves on. There it goes.
I'm back.
And we will screen wipe there, as next session we'll pick up, starting off with the wrestling match. And Claire, please send me some intro music, or I'm going to use the old one.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah. I'll find something.
Okay, and then we'll pick up, and then we'll start the next mission, which will.
Do you still have all those wrestling intros?
I do. I do. Yep, I do. I have all of them.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Actually, I could just use one of the other ones. Yeah, I used one of them, but I used one of the other ones. All right. We got to do 3, 2, 1, bye. All right. 3, 2, 1. Deuces.
Bye.
Later.